Hello, this is Whitetail, just popping in quick. Obviously I know this video is sort of, late, so to speak. Obviously I'd always sort of not joked about that eventually I wouldn't be keeping up with this series properly. I always knew it was going to happen. I hoped it would take a little bit longer than it did. But at the end of the day, I just ended up losing it. This video you're about to see, I actually recorded back last December. And it was supposed to get uploaded, and then it just never did. So it's been stored on my computer ever since then. And I do still want to keep going with the legit ATS series. But like I said, this video's been sitting on the back burner, and I've been dealing with other stuff in real life and just haven't felt like getting back to it. So, I went to make those Academy videos that will have gone out last week, and saw this footage still sitting here, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to upload this. And then it was like, I should really start playing that legit profile again. So there will be, the long and short of it is, there will be more videos for this series coming, but it's probably not going to be every week anymore, because obviously things went sort of off the rails. So there will be more videos, but there's not a particular time frame for them. So if you're one of the probably very few people who actually like this series, stay tuned, because there is more coming. So that's it. I'll let you get to the actual video now. Please enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. Breaker19, this here's the Gear J McDeer. Whitetail has got your front door, come on. Unfortunately, this is attempt number 2 of recording this video. And it's not the same situation as last time, where I was having constant issues recording an episode and finally ended up just skipping it. I took a load from Topeka to Omaha, I want to say. And I have to guess that somewhere right around the Nebraska line, I was running into game crash issues that I'm hoping were due to me having an outdated version of the Minor Urban Overhaul mod. So I went and updated that, but unfortunately, because that involves map changes, it reset my load. So I just scrapped that footage, because, I'm having to start back from scratch anyway, so I didn't see any point in keeping it. Which is annoying, because that's actually the direction I wanted to go. I wanted to get up into this direction. I've never been out this way in this profile. And Omaha was a good step forward, because then I could have tried to head west from there. And I don't even know for sure if updating that mod fixed the problem. Huh. Let's see if I can get down to Emporia quickly enough to get that other load. Nope. So I am at home currently, and as such have my wheels set up slightly differently than the way I do in the truck. The biggest difference as far as recording purposes go is I don't have my tracker with me. Just because it's kind of a pain in the butt. I've decided really the only reason I use it in the truck is because I don't have, the way I set up my wheel, I don't have anywhere to put a mouse. So the only way I can move the camera is with the track IR. But here in the house, I'm sitting on a couch, and I can have the mouse just on the couch beside me. So I'm doing that instead. I also didn't bring my shifter in here, which is why my right hand is free to move the mouse. So I'm using the paddle shifts. So what I'm probably going to end up doing here, if I do get down to the city we're going to right now, in time to get that load going up to Omaha, I'll probably start that load in this video, bring it back up through Topeka, and then stop and finish it in the next video. I feel like that'll be a good way to split it and have decently length videos. Fortunately, you did not miss much of my brilliant commentary due to that crash, because I wasn't really saying anything. Oh, that's right. I hate where the tack is on this truck. Like, obviously, it would be fine for an automatic, which probably 90% of these Cascadias are going to be. But I just think it's kind of annoying and hard to see when driving it as a manual. I've been shifting by ear until just now, because I couldn't remember where the tack was. I wanted to test the blind spot thing. Yep. Don't do a truck. Don't stop in the green light, you moron. Kind of nice to do a short trip every once in a while. Emporia, that's the scheme. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goody. You know, the introduction of the used truck dealer has kind of made finding dealers a bit less important, hasn't it? You need to find one dealer to unlock the used truck dealer, but then the what used trucks you have access to is not... Okay, stop beeping now. I turned the signal off. Thank you. You know, the used trucks you have access to is not determinant upon what dealers you found. I don't think that's a bad thing. Personally, I think it's kind of stupid. You know, like, in real life, if you want to buy a particular truck and you want to get it from a brand affiliate dealer, you would look up where such a dealer is. So, you know, I always thought it was sort of stupid that you had to physically visit a dealer in order to buy a truck from that brand. You know, in any capacity. And, like, that there was no way to know where they were until you'd already been past them. I guess that would probably make a bit more sense for a game that if it, you know, that took place before the internet. Obviously, there were still ways to look into it, but then the most likely way to know about where a dealer was would be from just knowing where the dealer was. I don't know, now I'm rambling. Alright, let's see if I can get that load going up to Omaha. I can remember where Emporia is. Interesting. Driving the same type of truck as last time, except with a weaker engine and a heavier load. Brilliant. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this. I did. Okay. This isn't a spread axle in it. No. Probably still a bit of tire scrubbing, considering it's a tri, but it won't be quite as much as a spread axle. Thanks. Very sneezy this morning.
Jeez. That one got into my throat. I guess I should walk to the right. I think. I can't tell. Is that an interchange, or a traffic circle? That's a traffic circle. Maybe I don't want to be to the right. Turn-by-turn navigation would be a very nice thing to have. The right lane ends anyway. Gotta love a nice wide traffic circle. Roundabout. In the US, we tend to interchange the terms, but there actually is a difference between a traffic circle and a roundabout. Did everyone see the news from the Christmas stream? Seems like there are quite a few new trucks in the pipeline. I didn't watch the stream myself, but I saw recaps on Reddit. Apparently there were preview images of a W990 Kenworth, the new Gen 579, as well as a 389 rework, and potentially tuning pack maybe? I don't actually remember for sure. The new Gen VNL, which I don't really care about because it's ugly as all crap. But as well, we're getting the E-Cascadia and the EVNR, which I am sort of excited about, not because I'm super excited about electric trucks, but because, you know, while we're going to be having 3 different generations of the VNL in the game, we don't have any VNRs, so the EVNR will still technically be a different model. Even though it's basically just a mini VNL. And the E-Cascadia is the short hood variant, which, once again, we don't have in the game currently. Excuse me, Mr. Crown Vic, would you mind getting the fuck out of my way? I don't think I needed to downshift there. You know, I'd said I was gonna stop at some point in this load and then continue it in the next episode, but honestly, I don't feel like that's necessary. I think this episode will be a perfectly reasonable length if I just take it to its completion. I'm supposed to be getting off. I'm gonna make an actual ticket for the requesting the introduction of turn-by-turn navigation, because, like, you didn't even have the little arrows pointing to the right telling you that you're supposed to be getting off there. Like, I want to say when you have the GPS voice active, it gives you turn-by-turn navigation, so why can't they just have a little thing on the screen that includes it as well? I think that's the most realistic merge zone I've ever seen in this game. For the record, I feel the need to mention that in real life, if I'd been in the situation that I was in just back then, which I have done a couple of times by just either not paying attention to or misreading my GPS, I would not have cut over in front of that car like that IRL. You know, as I've mentioned before, I don't drive exactly the same in the game as I do in real life, because it's a game. Though, that being said, if I felt like I could get away with it and wasn't putting anyone at serious risk of harm, I probably would drive that way IRL, because that's the reason I drive that way in the game. Like, in a perfect world where I, like, have a good luck force field and know that I'm not ever going to cause anybody to wreck, I'd probably drive like this. But, you know, obviously, I don't want to be going around killing people and pretending that I'm the center of the universe. Anyway, I'm gonna start rambling again, so I'm just gonna stop. The point is, I just feel the need to remind people that, well, this is a semi-realistic, you know, quote-unquote career mode playthrough of this game. I don't always drive super realistically, because it is still a game, and at the end of the day, driving in a more aggressive manner that's more natural to my personality is a good way to let off steam after having to be good and drive in a way that doesn't put people's lives in danger in real life. You okay, Flash? Oh, okay. Hey, oh, we're cuddling now. Okay, well, this is the spot where the game was crashing earlier, so let's see what happens. I believe this was the spot. Right up here, I believe a fuel stop should pop up. Yeah. So, just past that fuel stop, hopefully the game won't crash. But if it was a different mod causing the issue, then I guess we'll see. Good God! Speed limit 65, come on! And fingers crossed. If we make it to that next intersection, we're past the crash point. Alright, I think we're good. Cool. Oh, there's a blue beacon. Oh, the other exciting news from the stream that I saw is apparently there was conversing that happened having to do with seasons eventually being added. I don't think that's something that they're planning on having done by, like, the end of 2025, or possibly even having started by the end of 2025, but there apparently was mention of seasons. Of, you know, them wanting to do seasons at some point in the future. So that's very exciting. Once again, I didn't watch the stream myself, I just saw recaps on Reddit, so I might have some of the information slightly wrong. The one thing I didn't see any mention of is them adding the rest of the new Gen T680, which is something that I'm eagerly waiting for, and frankly I'm going to be kind of annoyed if we get the new Gen 579 in its entirety before we get the rest of the new Gen T680. Because I prefer the T680 than the 579. Having never driven a 579 IRL, I just think the T680 looks better. I wonder if one of my mods changes the sun timing to match IRL. I don't feel like the sun should be setting at 5 o'clock. In-game. I mean, I guess it's possible that SES themselves did that. You know, because we got all the other Christmassy wintertime stuff going on. But I thought that it was perpetually summer in this game at the moment. And I don't think the sun usually goes down at 5 in the afternoon in the summer. My headlights are on, right? Yeah. Sorry. I just had to look at something there. Okay, I don't know if it's just because I'm in a bright room IRL or what, but it feels like it's gotten really dark. I think it might just be because I'm in a bright room, so if I move closer to the screen I can see a little better. Yeah, the bright sunny windows behind my monitor definitely are not helping my visibility in game. Why is there so much traffic getting off this exit? You know, I just realized, when I'm playing with the controller, I don't run with realistic air consumption on, because it's just a lot harder to regulate the brakes and, you know, how much air you're using with the controller. And I don't think that I turned it back on any of my profiles after I changed to playing with a wheel. Changed back to playing with a wheel. So I need to go check that. I don't know why that thought randomly popped into my head. Is there a gate? There is not a gate. No stopping for me. Alright. Brake, ET. And neutral. There we go. Alright, well, that'll be that. I guess we can take a quick look at the used truck dealer. Why not? Let's just see what's at the bottom here. Bunch of games. Cool. Alright, well, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until the next one, keep that hammer down, drivers.